I just wrote a post for AirOps about a shift we're seeing amongst the best content teams. And that's how the content strategist has a vision, but to actually implement that, that's the job of a content engineer. That's something that's relatively new. It's someone who knows how to use AI tools, someone who knows both the strategy, but then how to actually implement the strategy into something that is repeatable and scalable and a system. And in 2025 and beyond, that's going to be the real edge, especially as AI agents take over and can do a lot more. Here's some interesting data from a study that AirOps did on content and SEO teams and where they stand in terms of AI implementation. So 17% of SEO and content teams have fully integrated AI into their workflow. But those that haven't, those marketers might operate like in very siloed stages where they might get an idea, then brief the writer, then wait for the draft, review, edit, publish, everything else. But that's not a strategy. That's more of like a checklist going down. And that is actually an antiquated system that doesn't scale with AI and automation. But the opposite of that workflow, those are the best teams that focus on building systems to automate the boring stuff. And they focus on the quality of output and then scaling that output. So you can see here, 72% of leaders plan to increase AI investment this year. But the challenge, the bottleneck, is that there's a lack of in-house talent to connect all the dots. So that's the different models. So that's the data sources like the knowledge bases and the proprietary insights, the experience, expertise, authority, trust, and then actually moving towards the content ops and getting it live. So here is a table that compares what a content strategist does and what the content engineer does. And the content engineer is more so of a mindset. So they take the content strategy and then they build the machine that actually delivers the content and delivers it at scale. So they are focusing on the content and writing, but they're also thinking about how that actually gets produced. So what prompts are used? What is the voice control, and what are the technical details, the metadata, the schema? All these things matter with large language model SEO now. And also, how will that content strategy evolve? What are the SEO clusters to actually dictate what content gets created? Josh Spilker, who's a head of content at AirOps, elaborated on what the best content engineers do, the 10x content engineers. So they think in systems. They focus on AI and automation to grow the content production while not sacrificing quality. And it's about repeatability and scale. So how do you build the system to actually become a 10x content engineer? There are 3 steps really. You're going to focus on automating the repetitive stuff. You're using AI for first drafts, metadata and formatting. Templatize your voice where you're building your prompt library and then that reflects your brand. And then you're QAing with a human in the loop. And the last step is you need to optimize and refine this. This is not a set it and forget it approach. Things change a lot with AI. So if you nail this, the best part is that there's no longer a trade-off between quality and quantity. If you build the right systems, you don't have to choose between the two.